Hello, everybody. This is JD. I'm going to do several things. One, I'm going to answer all those rich people who say, I should pay more in my taxes. I only paid this percentage, or I only paid that percentage. And the way I'm going to answer that is how I do my taxes. When I do my tax returns, I look at how much the government actually took out, and I say, okay, I want enough to ensure that what I pay in estate taxes is covered by my return, and I get a little bit. So I file my taxes, and I start putting my deductibles in, like my house, uh, other things, and then I start putting the stuff for my wife's business, Bob's Gifts and More. I put how much we made, which is almost nothing, and put in there the expenditures. And then when it gets to a certain point, I stop. I just stop. There's things I didn't even put in. Like last tax, I didn't put in the utility bills from the store. I didn't put in the increase in rent from the old place we were at to the place we were at. The old place we paid $280 something. The store we're paying $630. I didn't put in the water bills for the store. I didn't put in the insurance I pay on the store. There's a lot of things. I didn't even put in a lot of the items we bought for the store. Every month we spend a couple $100 putting items in the store. I didn't put none of that in last year because I said, okay, that's a decent return for me, and that's a decent amount for taxes. And that's where I stopped. Now, I put finished. Lo and behold, for some reason or another, it jumped my return because I didn't make enough money, and it gave me a child credit. And I didn't know, I never had that before. I had no idea what that was. And then I went through it, I checked it, and the only error that I have in it, which I have every year, is my wife has her social security number as Barbara J. Shaw Cravo, and she now has dropped in Cravo Shaw from her name from her second husband. She's now Barbara J. Cravo. So her W-2s all say Barbara Cravo on it, not Barbara J. Shaw. That's the only error. And that's as far as I go with my taxes. And I stop. I say, okay, that's enough. It covers my state taxes between my deductions, that it's low enough to where I can pay it, and I get a decent return. And that's it. That's all I do. Government gets a large share. Usually it runs between 17 and 21, 22%, depending on what how much I made and everything. This time it went a lot different. Now that's how I do my taxes, Warren Buffett. I don't do it for every single tax deduction. Hillary Clinton and all you other rich people. I just do it to where it's a fair return and the government gets a fair share. Maybe it's wrong doing it that way. Maybe I'm a fool. Because let me give you another example of how I'm a fool. I was getting unemployment, and my leg really went out bad on me from my injury I got in the Navy. It's to where I can't walk now. I'm not supposed to be able to walk at all, but I do walk, and I should be using a walker. I use a cane, but a lot of times I force myself, especially when I go to school, to not use the cane. Even though it's painful to walk without the cane a lot, I will not use the cane because in the classroom the cane becomes a tripping hazard. So, I went to the VA to see about going to school because I've been laid off since January 13th, 2009. And here I am going in there, and I'm kind of like bouncing from wall to wall because I can't stand up. And he says, what's the problem? I said, oh, my back went out bad and I can hardly walk now. But I'm here to see about going to school. So we go through and check on that. And he said, okay, you got to go to this place, this office. No problem. He filled out some paperwork. And he said, but wait a minute, let me check on your disability. And he seen where my disability was at. He said, no, that's wrong. We're going to reevaluate you. I said, no, we don't need to reevaluate me. I'm fine where I'm at. He says, no, we need to reevaluate you. So they reevaluated me, and I went way up. Well, needless to say, my disability was increase in cane. Well, my disability was actually a little bit more than what my unemployment was. So what I went and did is I went to the unemployment and said, hey, and people lying thought I was nuts. I don't need my unemployment no more. My VA disability increased, and it's actually a little bit more than what my unemployment is. I don't need it. You can give it to somebody else. Give it to somebody who needs it. Everybody in line says, you fool, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. I said, that I can't do, but what I can do is I'll go here and stop my unemployment, and then this way I can, they can use it for somebody else. I went up to talk to the unemployment, and I told the person I want to stop my unemployment. He said, no, all you got to do is stop filing your weekly job searches. Okay, that's what I'll do. And I stopped my own unemployment. I still qualify for unemployment. I could still get it, but I don't need it. Just like the day I get elected for president and I'm sworn in, I start getting paid as president, I'm going to stop my disability from the VA because I'm never going to need it again, and I'm going to stop my Social Security because the amount of money that I get paid for being president, I'd be embarrassed to collect my Social Security. There's a lot of other people out there that need it much more than I do. I think it's a downright awful shame that we have congressmen and senators collecting Social Security with the amount of money they get. I'd be embarrassed if I was one of them because it's a supplement. Yes, we're entitled to it, but if we don't need it, let someone else get it. Like with my unemployment, I didn't need it. Oh, it would have been nice to have that extra $900 every week or something like that. I don't remember what it was. It would be nice to get that, but I didn't need it. Yeah, there's a lot of nice things I could have bought with it, but I didn't need it. So I told them, give it to somebody else who might need it. I stopped it. When I become president, I'm going to do the same thing with my Social Security and my VA disability. I'm not going to do that with my Navy retirement because that, believe me, you have no idea what a career in the military is like. That is truly earned, and I'm proud of that. Now, after I'm president, if I get a retirement, I might deduct that retirement amount to offset what I get from the Navy, but I'm getting my Navy retirement for the rest of my life. That I will do. So, bottom line is, people, you rich people, start looking how you can help. Don't sit there saying, I need more taxes taken away. Just don't take all your deductions. And if you feel you didn't pay enough yet, go to that little box at the end. Check it and add a little bit more. It's not going to hurt you. And it'll be something that you're proud to say you did. I did my taxes till my deductions came about right, and I stopped. Let the government have the rest. They need it more than I do. They need it for the pay the military. They need it for the people who need Medicare. They need it for the people on Social Security. And so that's why I stopped. They need it for a lot of things, besides the wasteful things they use it on. And that's how I do my taxes. Now, let's talk about another thing, our economy. This is for you people who are rich or an established firm. Now, if you watch the news, you see that people come to this country to buy things that are made in America. And they come and buy these brand names that are American made, and they find out they're made overseas. Now, each and every one of you companies are a fraud. I'll use Levi Strauss for an example. I'm just using you as an example. Why don't you do two things? Any pair of jeans you have would have a Levi Strauss label that says, not the original label, not the one from the company, but a label that says they're Levi Strauss, manufactured throughout the world. Don't even have to say China or anything on the leather label. But the ones that had the Levi Strauss label, will be the best quality jeans that anyone can buy. The very best. And they will only be made in America. And believe me, there is a market for that. What am I saying? Think about this, Warren Buffett. If you go down in Philadelphia and you buy up a shipyard down there and you make the very best yachts, the best, the very best, none better. You use the best material, the best skills the Americans can give you, the very best. The market. Right. How about you, Pickens? T. Pickens. You're into wind energy. Why don't you build a factory that makes the very best? The best. Top of the line. None better wind generators. You think people who are rich are going to buy those that are put together in China when they can get the very best made in America for more? Someone go, Bill Gates, go in North Carolina, open up a furniture factory, make the very best furniture. Do you understand what I'm saying? We can't compete with the cheap goods from China, Japan, South Korea, etc., India, but we can make the very best. And the people like you want the very best. I mean, let's say Bill Gates, the Gates Furniture, is the best in the world. How many people you know will only buy Gates Furniture? Because it is the best. Thomasville. They can make the best in this country and get the rest for the other standard everyday furniture from around the world. So that the middle class can afford to buy the manufactured items from around the world, yet the rich and super rich can buy the very best that's made in America. Where is the pride? There was a time when, I remember this, and it used to hit the news. Japan made a drill bit and declared it was the smallest drill bit in the world. And a company that makes drill bits bought one and made a drill bit and drilled a hole right down through the center, which means they had a smaller drill bit. And there was that competition that we were so much better. We would do the best, the very best. Where is that? We can't compete with the cheapest because you can't pay that little of a salary. But we can make the very best. But it's going to have to take you people at the top to want to do it. Somebody in this country can afford to build the very, very best automobile. Even better than a Rolls Royce. But they don't do it. And the thing is, if you make the very best, the people who have the money will buy the very best. Think about that world. Think about that United States. Think about that you, the people at the top. These are the things we need to look at. Where can we go into the market with our skills, with our abilities, and not compete, but totally take over, totally dominate? We can do it. We have the skills in this country. You have the people who can do the jobs. You just need the financial support to make it. Levi Strauss, your label should only go on the very best pair of jeans made, and that original label should only go on those that are manufactured in the United States. Another label should go on your other jeans from Levi. Just an example of what and how we can do it and pull ourselves out. Think about that.